Your memory is a liar, and that's the most powerful creative tool you own. For decades, we've been told that our past shapes us, that our history is a fixed record carved in stone. But what if the past isn't a record at all? What if it's a script? And you have the power to edit it. The meaning you give your past is actively creating the future you're about to step into, and you are likely letting that script write itself. The technique is called revision, and it was first taught in the 1950s by a mystic named Neville Goddard. The instruction is deceptively simple. At the end of your day, you lie down in a relaxed state and you review the events that occurred. If any moment, conversation, or outcome was less than ideal, you rewrite it in your imagination. You replay the scene exactly as you wished it had happened. You don't just observe it, you enter it. You feel the handshake, you hear the words of praise, you experience the relief of a successful outcome. You repeat this revised scene until the feeling of its reality becomes dominant, until the satisfaction of the new memory feels more real than the sting of the old one. This isn't about denial, it's about replacement. You are overwriting a file, but how can a mental movie possibly change a concrete event that has already happened? It can't change the event, it can, however, change the only part of the event that is still alive, the memory. And it turns out, your memories are anything but permanent. For a long time, we thought of memory like a video recording. You press play, watch the event and put it back on the shelf unchanged. This is now known to be completely wrong. Every time you recall a memory, your brain doesn't just play it, it rebuilds it. During this reconstruction, the memory becomes unstable and malleable for a brief period, a process called memory reconsolidation. It's like opening a document on your computer. For a few hours, that file is open on your desktop. You can edit the text, change a sentence, add a new paragraph. When you hit save, the new version overwrites the old one. The computer doesn't store both versions. The updated document becomes the only document. The revision technique is a way of hijacking this reconsolidation window. By vividly imagining a new positive outcome while the original memory is active, you are feeding your brain new emotional and sensory data. You're editing the document. When your brain saves the memory again, it incorporates the new data. So which version does your brain prioritize? The one with the stronger emotional charge. Think about your most powerful memories. Are they the mundane details of your morning coffee? Or are they the moments charged with intense joy, fear, humiliation, or triumph? Emotion is the ink that makes memory permanent. If you can make the feeling of the revised memory more intense and more real than the original, your brain will save the edit. But your logical mind knows what really happened. It stands at the door like a bouncer, checking facts. How do you get this new story past the gatekeeper? The secret is the state you're in. Neville called it the state akin to sleep, or SATS. It's that drowsy hypnotic state just before you fall asleep, or as you're just waking up, your body is relaxed, and your conscious, analytical mind is starting to power down. This is the moment the bouncer is looking the other way. In this state, the barrier between your conscious and subconscious mind becomes permeable. It's the same state where dreams feel completely undeniably real, even when you're flying or talking to someone who's been gone for years. Your logical mind is offline. Your subconscious, however, is wide awake. The subconscious is the seat of your beliefs, your automatic reactions, and your long-term memory. It communicates in the language of feeling and imagery, which is exactly the language of revision. By practicing this technique in a drowsy, relaxed state, you are impressing the new memory directly onto the subconscious operating system without the conscious mind's firewall rejecting it as false. This goes far beyond just feeling better about a bad meeting. You are editing the source code of your identity, the memories that built your core beliefs, the rejection that taught you I'm not wanted, the failure that taught you I'm not capable, the argument that taught you I'm not safe. All of these are now editable files. You can open the document. But rewriting one memory is one thing. How can that single tiny change possibly redirect the entire trajectory of your future? The ripple effect is where the real mechanism reveals itself. Your subconscious mind is a pattern-matching machine. It functions on precedent. It takes your library of past experiences and uses them to predict the immediate future, generating the feelings and assumptions that guide your behavior. When you revise a memory of failure into one of success, you're not just editing one event, you are changing the emotional precedent for all future similar events. Imagine your subconscious is a recommendation algorithm. Based on your viewing history, it suggests what you should watch next. If your history is filled with memories of social anxiety and awkward conversations, the algorithm will keep recommending more anxiety. It will prepare you for awkwardness before you even walk into a room. Your posture changes, your tone of voice shifts. You project the very energy you're trying to avoid, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. But when you revise that awkward conversation, you've essentially given that memory a new rating. You've told the algorithm, "I like that, show me more of that." Your subconscious now has a new data point. Social interactions can be successful and feel good. Walk into the next party, and the algorithm suggests a different feeling. It recommends confidence. It pulls up a feeling of ease from the revised memory file. Your body language follows suit. You make eye contact, you speak more freely, you change the input, and you get a different output. Now, the strongest objection to this is that it sounds like delusion. And if the practice remains a purely intellectual exercise, it is. But the mechanism is physiological. When you vividly imagine and feel an experience, your brain and body respond as if it were actually happening. Feeling the revised success reduces the cortisol associated with the original memory stress. It literally changes the chemical signature of that event in your neurology. You are physically a different person approaching the future, one who is primed for opportunity instead of threat. And this all builds toward a deeply uncomfortable and profoundly liberating conclusion. It means your personal history is a choice. Your past has no power on its own. It's an archive of neutral events. The power comes from the meaning you assign to those events and the story you repeat to yourself about them. That story is the filter through which you see the present and the blueprint from which you build your future. Most of us are walking around with a story written by accident, by random comments, childhood misunderstandings, and painful experiences we never chose to install as core beliefs. We let the first draft become the final edition. Revision is the act of becoming the deliberate, final editor of your own story. It's a declaration that your present state of mind is more important than the historical facts of your past. The memory of the failure is a fact. The feeling of success from the revision is also a fact. A neurological, chemical fact happening in your body right now. You get to choose which fact you build your future from. The past you inhabit is the one you continuously resurrect with your attention. So what part of your story are you keeping alive? Is it the one that serves you, or the one you feel sentenced to? The archive is vast, and every night you choose which files to open. You can replay the arguments, the missed opportunities, the moments of embarrassment. Or you can sit in the editor's chair and create a new cut. One where the hero of the story, you got exactly what they wanted. You do this night after night, scene after scene. The old story begins to fade from lack of attention. The new one, reinforced with feeling, becomes the dominant narrative. It becomes your new past. And from that new past, a different future becomes inevitable. The ballot box has been open this whole time. Every evening presents a new opportunity to cast a vote for the person you wish to be, by creating a past that belongs to them. The question is which story you'll choose to tell yourself tonight.